going.
Will do. All right. KJ, two practices in. From what you've seen, what have you liked about the start you guys are off to?
Just everybody just buying in. I mean, we're all learning. It's a new system, so everybody's just taking the time out to just adjust and accept change, and everybody's coming out with just paying attention and little details, focusing on little details, and everybody's just buying into the process and just accepting change. So everybody's doing good. Feel like we're in a really good spot, off to a great start.
Okay. And Pooh, you kind of jumped into a leadership role late last year, but what do you feel about like your leadership role and what you've seen from the defense so far?
I feel like my leadership role is going to take a huge step this year. I feel like I'm that guy, one of the older guys on the defense, and I feel like from the two practices that we have, defense have had a lot of energy, flying around to the ball and things like that. Coach Williams has done a great job with establishing those rules and things like that. So I feel extra confident in my defense.
KJ, we saw you under center a few times. Is that going to be a little bit more common with this offense?
We do various amount. I mean, we be under center, shotgun, pistol. I mean, we switch it up all the time. So, Coach Enos, he's also just told us being able to try to get us comfortable with starting off under center and just mixing up different things, different footwork and stuff like that, trying to get us comfortable for this upcoming season. So we all bought into it. I mean, we all enjoying it. So it's going great.
Okay. And then just maybe subtle changes we might see from how you might philosophically look different on offense. What would you say?
Just our schemes. I would say our main thing is look complex but remain simple. So we want to do a lot of different shifts, a lot of different aligning many different ways, but still running the same plays. So I would say just our main thing is our goal is to look complex but remain simple.
Great.
Yeah, KJ, I was curious on your early thoughts on Malachi Singleton and Jacoby Criswell. How are they adjusting? What have you seen from them from talent perspective?
Those guys are extremely talented. The main thing is Jacoby. He's been in a system like this, so he knows what it takes. Great ball guy, loves football. Malachi is coming in, so he's still trying to find his role right now and get accumulated to college ball and the speed of trying to slow the game down for itself. So, with those guys, we just try to wrap our arms around me and Cade Ford and just try to wrap our arms around those guys and keep bringing them on. Just basically just being able to be a big brother and just help those guys out any way we can and just keep bringing them along. So, those guys are tremendous in the weight room, meeting room, and on the field as well. So, extremely have those guys in the room with us.
Pooh, I was curious on your thoughts on the new linebackers, particularly Greer, but also the freshmen.
All the linebackers came in ready to work, which I expected of them, but especially Antonio Greer, he's done a great job of picking up on schemes and things like that, picking up on extra time with coach and just trying to understand things like that. It's new for all of us with a new defense coordinator, things like that. So we're trying to get adjusted to, what calls to make to this certain formation, things like that. But I can't say, all the linebackers, especially Antonio Greer, has done a great job with just picking up on schemes and just listening to what coach has to say.
What's been the biggest change for you with Travis Williams versus Barry Odom and working with Coach Scherer also?
Really just a scheme that he brings forward, things of that nature. Like I said, everything is just new for us, but we're going to take it one day at a time.
Thanks, guys.
Notice.
KJ, can you talk about the three new transfer receivers, Broden, Armstrong, and Isaac? I know it's two practices. Talk about those three guys.
Those guys came in always willing to get extra work and try to perfect their craft in any kind of way that they can, whether that's in the meet room, on the field, catching balls, running routes, contested catches, anything. Those guys are always trying to perfect their craft. So just bringing that work ethic here, and just all the other guys being able to just feed off their energy and their work ethic just grows that talent in their room and that competition level. So those guys came in, they've worked, and I'm just glad to have those guys on my side and I can throw those guys the ball.
If they're high, you think they're going to win? You feel pretty comfortable they're going to win their share of 50-50 balls with as tall as all three of those guys are?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. With Broden outside, all of them have very, very strong hands and great ball skills and tracking the ball and making contested catches. So I do feel like they'll win majority of the 50-50 balls for sure.
Who on the when they run a four-man front, last year they ran a lot of three-man front, some four-man. Does it make a linebacker? How much difference does a three-man defensive front and four-man front make to a linebacker like you?
I feel like the difference is, it just free up the linebackers even more, just give us time and space, to make plays and things like that. So I feel very comfortable in the 4-down lineman. I actually, really enjoy it just because, the defensive line, they open up gaps in, scenarios that you wouldn't think gaps will open up as, quite as big as they would. But, in the 4-down, it's been pretty great.
I'm gonna go Bob here and ask one more. Is Jordan Crook, how's he look? Jordan Crook started bowl game and, come in.
Jordan Crew has been doing phenomenal out there, running around, communicating and things like that, But the thing about Crook, he's come with more energy than last year. He had energy last year, but it just amped up this year because of his role. His role is going to get bigger this year. He knows that. But he's also been talking out there, being a vocal leader as well, along beside me and, guys like Antonio Greer and things like that. So he's been doing great, and I'm really impressed with him. I'm really excited to see him play this year.
Thanks, both of you guys.
Hutch?
Yeah, Pooh, I'm curious how the defense feels having Torian Carter back. How nice is that to have him back in the fold?
We all know Torian Carter is a guy that comes with a lot of energy, man. So, it's been great. It's been great to have one of those, defensive linemen down there, to talk to his brothers, and tell them keep pushing, keep finding things like that. As a defensive lineman, especially in the 4-down, you're not going to make majority of the plays, but you're going to open up holes for those linebackers to make plays and for your defense to make plays and things like that. So he's been doing a great job with that, but he's also been doing a phenomenal job with bringing the energy, which I expected of him.
And KJ, Jaden Wilson is a name that Coach Pittman has brought up several times this week. Just what have you seen from him? Do you think he's a guy that could make strides this year?
I do. Just his growth and his maturity. I mean, he's understanding offense. He's understanding college ball and the speed of college ball now. Now that he's in a big role this season, and just being able to come out and just see his growth and his maturity level and his football IQ just raised through the roof now, understanding what the defense is trying to get into and understand the route and why we're calling this play for him to get open or certain situations. So just being able to watch him grow in certain areas that he lacked in last year and kind of just taking that step forward. So I'm extremely proud of him, his growth and just his maturity level.
I want to get your thought too on another true freshman, Luke Has at tight ends. What have been your early impressions of him?
Oh, he look good, got great ball skills. I mean, the main thing for Luke is trying to slow the game down, coming from high school to college. So, I mean, it's good getting him in the spring, so get acclimated to college ball and trying to slow everything down. So he's coming along pretty well, and those guys in that room, those older guys in that room is bringing them along as well, just being vocal and showing leadership and taking care of them. So I'm looking forward to him having a breakout spring.
Tom, wrap us up.
Okay. Hey, KJ, Brady Lathan was working some at tackle today, and I'm wondering, do you sense what happens during the course of a practice on what all the changes on the O-line? You got to see it on film, and what have you made of, the different, looks like they're trying a bunch of different guys, different places this year.
Yeah, Coach Kennedy switching a lot of guys in and out, just checking to see who can play beside who, and just mainly just throwing guys in different areas, just see just the versatility that we have on the O-line. But I mean, I realize it in the huddle, who in the huddle with me, I realize where they at. But when the ball snap, I don't think nothing else about it. I mean, I just know those guys up front. I mean, they're going to handle their protections and call out the right guys, and we all going to be on the same page and one accord. So I try not to think too much of who out there with me and nothing like that. I mean, I do realize who out there, but I try to, main thing is I take, one step at a time and try to get my mind and my eyes in the right gap, on the right guy.
Okay. And Pooh, Snacks Johnson, if you could comment what you've seen from him so far, and then maybe secondary as a whole, looks like your numbers are a little bit low at safety right now.
They've been doing a great job back there on the back end as well, especially Snacks Johnson, James Johnson, and people like that. Dwight McLaughlin, they've been doing good communicating and things like that, what they see pre-snap and things like that, having high energy, just running around, just playing physical. You don't really expect for DBs to be physical, but watching them use hands and things like that has been great to me. It gives me confidence in my back end, not only in the passing game, but in the run game as well. So, I feel like they've been doing great. They're going to have a great spring.
Okay. I'm curious, do you guys have buddies on the basketball team?
Yeah, of course.
Are you done with football for today? Or are you going to go watch some hoops?
I'm gonna go watch a little basketball. I'm gonna check those guys out. I mean, I watched the game. They played last night, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched them play. They played Auburn last night. Yep. You didn't think I knew that, Cal. But yeah, I watched those guys. Yeah, they held off Auburn. I mean, I like to watch those guys out there compete and play at a very high level. And also, I like Coach Musselman and what he's doing and with those guys as well. So
yeah, I'm gonna check them out tonight.
They're ahead 38-23, I think, at halftime or something like that.
Who they playing?
A&M today.
I'm gonna say Texas A&M. Who they got?
It's halftime. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thanks, fellas.
God bless you.